We're Group 3, and our company is Tesla. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Elon Musk, J.B. Straubel, Ian Wright, Martin Ebhard, and Mark Tarpenning. They wanted to prove that electric cars, that there would be no compromise, that they could make them more fun, more efficient, and quicker than gasoline cars. We're going to talk about Porter's 5 forces. Competitive force number 1, a rivalry among existing firms, carries a medium to high risk. Existing firm competition is low risk. Current competitors or future potential competitors, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Porsche, haven't released an electric car, but Nissan and Ford have at least one electric car. So they're looked at as the competitors. So that's low risk. Competitors are bigger in size, which is a high risk. Competitors such as Nissan and Ford have greater resources than Tesla, which carries a high risk. Consumer switching costs are low, which is a high risk. Tesla's vehicles, on average, are more expensive than Nissan and Ford's. So it's easy for consumers to switch to a lower priced Ford or Nissan vehicle. Consumer switching costs, competitors are strategically diverse. So not only do Nissan and Ford have electric vehicles, but they also have hybrid, gasoline, and electric vehicles. And we'll lead right into competitive force number 2.
So when we determine the threat of substitutes for Tesla, we determine that their threat of substitutes is very high because, like was mentioned earlier, the switching costs for any other type of transportation, whether it's another car, motorcycle, or moped, is very low. The only cost is going to a different dealership. As well as these different products, we determined were anything like the average car, like a Honda Accord, nothing like a Porsche, because they are cheaper, more people are willing to buy them. And as well as these cars are able to perform equal, if not more capable than Tesla because they can drive further and not have to charge. Although the quality of these cars is lower, consumers are more likely to accept that quality just because it's acceptable and we don't need as high quality as Tesla has. And so now Janae is going to talk about the third.
All right, so the third competitive force is the bargaining power of buyers. The bargaining power of Tesla's buyers is about a moderate force on the company. The low switching costs is considered a stronger force because there aren't a lot of barriers for customers to purchase cars from a different company. As far as substitutes go, they have the option of public transportation, but certain areas might not have the best transportation alternatives. There's also a low volume of purchases, which is considered a weak force since customers only usually buy 1 or 2 cars, so that doesn't really impact the price of a Tesla vehicle. And although customers ultimately decide if they want to purchase a Tesla, the company sets premiums based on owning one of their electric vehicles, and they also take into account the free use of charging stations for Tesla owners. Another aspect that increases the buyer's power is that a lot of the population is still hesitant towards buying electric or eco-friendly cars because they're considered not as powerful as gasoline vehicles. And now on to the fourth competitive force.
So the fourth competitive force is bargaining power of suppliers. So we rated this a medium to high level risk because, as we know, Tesla has a very unique electric car product that is run on a specific battery. So Panasonic is the supplier, the exclusive supplier of this battery to Tesla. So for Tesla to switch to a different supplier would be a very high switching cost. And in regards to the battery as well, Modine Manufacturing Company is the sole creator of the battery chillers that give the technology for Tesla to be able to have this battery as a part of their vehicle. In regards to their raw materials, such as aluminum and steel, Tesla has been medium affected on the tariffs that have recently gone into place. So overall, we rated this a medium to high level risk just due to the importance of that battery element to the car and how critical that is to Tesla's business strategy. So now on to our final competitive force.
Thanks, Julia. Moving now into the threat of new entry, which is really just firms moving into the market that Tesla's currently in. We saw it as a low risk, a weak force for Tesla. We saw this in three main ways. Really, we saw a high cost of brand development. In order to become the kind of company that Tesla is and to have this high brand recognition, especially in a foreign market, or not foreign, especially in a foreign company product, you really have to have a CEO that's comfortable becoming the go-to guy for information on connected vehicles. And that's really what Elon Musk has become. Second, there's just a high cost of doing business. Automobile manufacturing as a whole is difficult, especially at the scale and with the sophistication level that Tesla operates at. So we saw this as a high barrier to entry into this market. And then finally, going along with that high cost of business, there's high economies of scale. So this requires large initial capital investment just to reach the level of production to become profitable at the level that Tesla really is. So now Riker is going to give us really just a summary of what we believe Tesla should do.
So in summary, the business strategy that we see Tesla trying to communicate is that Tesla is continuously innovating and developing new and improved ways to make Tesla cars the fastest all-electric luxury performance vehicles on the market, and they continue to do this while having the longest drive range per charge amongst all of the competition. And in 2011, Tesla made deals with Toyota and Daimler to help develop batteries and motors for those companies' own fleets. So by lifting these patents, they're welcoming competition to the markets and allowing the industry to actually evolve. And by creating more luxury sport feels to their vehicles, they're kind of separating themselves into a different tier within that market, putting themselves up with the Ferraris and the Porsche, and really separating themselves away from the VW Bug, for instance. And although customers ultimately decide if they want to purchase a Tesla vehicle, the company will set prices for the premium of owning their own battery, or of owning the batteries that power the vehicle. And as said before, the price also takes into account the free use of the charging stations for the Tesla owners.